Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am JeffgrantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we're going to be taking a look at the BOYA, not 100% sure how to say it, XM6 S2 lavalier microphone set. Now, before we get into it, I am not affiliated with BOYA in any way, shape, or form. One of their reps did reach out to me to ask me if I wanted to take a look at the product, and because in addition to looking at bags and stuff like that, I do check out camera gear and AV gear, so I said yes. They sent it to me for free to take a look at, to test out and review. So all of the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I am not sending the video to them prior to publication. They will see it when you do. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's start with our unboxing. Instructions and owner's manual. We have the two transmitters and the receiver. We got TX, TX, RX, so I'm going to go ahead and guess transmitter, transmitter, receiver. Okay, so we got two dead cats. There's two of them there. Two regular windscreens, two mic clips, there are two microphones there, they're wired in together, one 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch, second 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch. This one is, okay, so 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch, that's two right angles, and then an 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch that has one right angle and one straight. And we have, oh, I dropped it, 3 USB charging cables, and that'll be one for each the transmitters, one for each of the transmitters, one for the receiver. And we have this like faux leather branded, it's hard to see, BOYA branded carrying case to put everything inside. And now for a quick spec rundown. At the time of recording, the XM6 S2 is coming in at $152.95 USD on Amazon. The kit includes two transmitters, one receiver. Both of the transmitters feature an onboard microphone with a dead cat attachment. And it also comes with two lapel mics that you can plug in and use. It also comes with an adapter to use both with a phone or with a camera. Both the transmitters and the receivers have a built-in lithium-ion battery that is rechargeable via USB, with the transmitters having roughly a 7-hour battery life and the receiver having roughly a 6.5-hour battery life. There is an operating range of 328 feet without obstacles, and I tested them at about 60 to maybe 75 feet with a lot of obstacles. That instead of talking about it, why don't we just get into the testing right now? Okay, so here is our first recorded test. Now, I have been testing this and seeing how it's going to work in a few different scenarios, but right now we have going directly through the actual transmitter itself with the onboard mic into the receiver, into a Sony A7S Mark II. I also have the lav mic that I can plug in. So I do know when I do plug this lav mic in, it will automatically mute the onboard mic. So once we switch over, we will be getting direct audio from this microphone and not from the onboard mic. Now, I've only been doing these tests with the headphones on close to the camera, so I haven't been able to test distance, but we're gonna walk maybe even out into the hallway. I don't have headphones on, so I can't monitor, but we will walk way out and see what kind of interference we're gonna get, because now we'll actually be in a different room and then across the hall and then in a little foyer area and then potentially in the hallway, and we'll also plug in the external lav mic. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so right now I'm on the other side of the wall. You cannot see me on the camera just yet. You might be picking me up now. I am walking probably maybe 30-40 feet from the camera. So we're in this big open room. There is sound dampening panels in this large room. So we're switching over. So we do have sound dampening panels in this room, but there is a bit of an echo and it is a bigger space. So we're definitely going to be picking up a little bit different ambient sound. So now we are on the lav mic, not the actual transmitter mic. I'm going to go through the door and switch it back. Okay, now we're on the lav mic very far away. Let's switch back and see what we're going to hear, if we're going to hear anything at all. Okay, back to the transmitter alone. No lav. Don't know what we're hearing. Talking low because there are people working. And now lastly, this test I am in a stairwell quite a ways away from the camera. Going to walk a little bit further. So this is a good test for both distance from the camera or from the receiver and for interference because we're in a different room. Gonna plug in. Now we're back to the lav mic. We'll move that down so we don't get the bang off the transmitter. So now we're on the lav mic, not the transmitter. So now we'll walk back and see how this sounds. And as we walk back, you can see here is lav mic that should be working. Here is transmitter, which should give you no sound. So this is the second test with the lavs through the Sony camera. So both myself and Ryan are wearing a lav right now. So this is going to be a test to see how the audio records, in addition to seeing if it mixes these into one stereo channel or if it separates these into mono channels, a left and a right. So I have one lav on now and Ryan has the other. So if you just want to say some random words, it doesn't matter.
I'll just do the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Very, very good. Let's all applaud Ryan.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm a little rusty.
Well, can you count to 10? I don't know. Maybe backwards from 10 to 9 or 10. Yeah, 10 to 9. Can you count from 10 to 9?
10, 9.
Good job.
Well, oh man, that was tricky.
Okay, so now we're doing the test with the lav mic into my cell phone. Now my cell phone is an iPhone 11, so I'm going from the transmitter into the receiver, into the dongle, into the phone, because the iPhones no longer have a headphone jack, so I have to take that one extra step. So there's one extra connection involved. So we're going to just kind of walk around the room. I'm going to do the test again, which is why we're doing it at work. I want to go out into the hallway. Even though it's the same transmitter and receiver, I want to see if the different setup with the cell phone does any difference. So please don't mind this incredibly messy background. We are working in a conference room until our offices are actually done because they're still under construction. So we're going to go ahead and walk all the way out through that door that you can hopefully see with the big exit sign and see if we can still hear me. But there's people working in the big room down below, so I'm going to be quiet until I get out there. Okay, so if you can see me, I'm not sure. This is the test. I am probably 50, 60 feet away from the receiver. I'm through the glass doors. I'm going to walk around this little area and then go into the stairwell. So I'm just moving around here, seeing if I'm still picking up signal, seeing what kind of interference we get. Go out here into the stairwell. Now the last test worked pretty well and I was still able to clearly hear myself all the way out here, but we're going to test this since we're doing the cell phone recording version now. All right, so now we're going to walk back and see how this sounds. There you go, you should be able to see me again. as I trip coming back into the room now to listen to all these different playbacks and do our actual review section. So now that the testing is done, what do I think about the mics? What are the negatives? What are the neutrals? What are the positives? And we're gonna start with the negatives. And the biggest negative I had is actually on the receiver. It has nothing to do with the quality of the product at all, but it just has a clip on it. I really, really wish they put a cold shoe mount on here, because when you're using it, it's just dangling there. Whether you're using your phone or whether you're using it on a camera, you don't have any place to clip it or mount it. So it's just kind of dangling there. And I thought that was not only annoying, but it could potentially break the cordage, because when you're bending the cordage and it's just dangling, you're gonna eventually break the wires inside. So putting a cold shoe mount on the receiver would definitely enhance the usability of this microphone set. Because no matter what, if you're using a camera or the cell phone, you don't have any use for the clip. Now the clip works well on a shirt, that's great. And if I'm going to use the lapel mic, I can clip the transmitter out of the way in like a pocket or something like that. So that's great. So clips on the transmitters are perfect. On the receiver, you need a cold shoe mount. Now that's really the only negative that I found so far. I was thoroughly impressed with both the sound quality and the range on these things. But one of the neutral points is going to be the lapel mics. I thought these were a little scratchy. I didn't like the sound quality quite as good as I did directly from the actual transmitter with the dead cat put on it. I thought this was a much better combination than with the lapel mic. As you can see, I am using just the transmitter right now. Now I did label these A and B. They do come up on the receiver, but they aren't actually labeled A or B on there, so you don't know which one is which is fine. I mean, I labeled them more so because I had A dialed in for me, so I know that when I'm going to use it, I just grab A, clip it on myself, and I'm pretty much good to go. So I used B for Ryan when he was on the test while we were both talking at the same time. So that's really my neutral point, is the lapel mic. I found it to be, it still had okay sound quality, but I found it to be a little scratchier, and I didn't like the sound quality quite as much as I did directly through the transmitter with the dead cat on the transmitter, much like I'm recording right now. Now, on the positives, I'm very impressed with the sound quality I got out of these things. I mean, I have some expensive lavalier mics that I use for work, and I'd say these are pretty good. Like, they're rallying the sound quality I'm getting out of my Sennheiser. That was like an $800 or $900 mic. And these are $152.95 right now on Amazon. You don't have quite the build quality. These are all plastic, where my Sennheisers and all metal housing, and I've had it for years. I've beat the hell out of that thing. And I give that to people to use, and when you're using camera equipment or AV gear, when you hand someone something that's not theirs, they're not gentle with it. So that thing's been dropped, it's been banged around quite a bit, and it still works flawlessly. These are a plastic housing, so over a period of time, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is not going to be as durable as my Sennheiser, but sound quality so far, it's been great. I'm very, very impressed with the sound quality, and I was like 60, 75 feet away from the receiver in the room I was recording, not only outside in the hallway, but outside in like a mezzanine and then in a stairwell. So I was quite far away, and it recorded perfectly. I didn't have any loss of signal. I didn't have any popping. I didn't have anything interrupting me, and it recorded great, and the sound quality was pretty good. So overall, I'm actually quite impressed with them. BOYA, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It worked out really, really well. I have my little carrying bag that everything fits in here quite nicely, actually. It's just a little bag, and I do like the form factor. It's pretty small. It doesn't look too bulky on my chest here. I generally did not like the onboard transmitters like these as lavs, because I thought they looked bulky and I didn't like the way they looked on people. But using it and testing it, I don't think it looks that bad. I like the smaller form factor. Some of them are big squares, and I don't like that. But the form factor for these are pretty good. So everything, again, fits nicely into this bag. Zip it on up. I've been throwing this in my backpack. I can throw this in my camera bag, and it's good to go. The other thing that I actually really liked is the onboard screen for when you're charging them, and then also when you're just using the microphone, you can see signal strength, battery life, and the volume that you have it set at. And I really like that. It's very simple and it's very clear. So honestly, overall, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the sound quality of the BOYA microphones for $153 right now, roughly on Amazon. It's not a bad buy, especially if you want something that's going to work right out of the box. This was pretty much plug and play. And you don't need a huge learning curve that has good sound quality, and you don't want to dump a ton of money. Because again, my main lav mic that I use for work is a Sennheiser that I spent $800 or $900 on. And yeah, it's going to last me a lot longer because it's a metal construction, metal housing. But if you're doing YouTube videos, or you're gonna just starting out and trying to make some money doing some small productions on your own, this is not a bad place to start off at. Again, I'm really impressed with the sound quality that I got out of these, and the fact that they worked really, really well with all of those obstructions was very impressive. I've used many a lav mic for many a wedding and had many an interruption, and I'm in a brand new building right now that's completely remodeled, not completely finished yet, but it is completely remodeled, and there's Wi-Fi routers, Wi-Fi boosters everywhere. There's people walking around. Lots of people are back in the building with their smartphones, so there's lots of things that could be disrupting the signal, and I got none of that, which is why I tested this kind of on my lunch break at work, because it was it's a great testing ground for something like this. And I'll actually probably end up using this for work, because sometimes I need a second lav mic. So now I can toss one of these on each of the two people that I'm interviewing and doing a talking head on, and I'm going to get some much better audio than trying to boom mic and try to get two people with a single boom. So yeah, I'm impressed. If you're looking at the BOYA XM6, I got to cheat, XM6S2. Yeah, I'm impressed. So I'd say, yeah, if you're looking at it and you got $153 that you want to spend or can spend on a lav set, I'd say go for it. I will try to check back in over time, tell you about the longevity after this thing's been beat up a little bit and not just tested in the studio and whatnot. But so far, so good. I'm digging it. And I'd say, yeah, pull the trigger. Go for it. It's a pretty good buy. It's a good bargain for $153. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.